Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Are we good? I see some familiar faces, some beautiful smiles. Yeah. I even see some of you have your pens and papers ready. Well done. Okay, so I know you had a nice little pre-chat. Okay, so we're going to focus now, yeah? Are you ready? Okay, so we're going to do some writing today, and I see there's Praise and Kelly and Buchle and Amanda and Aquila and lots of familiar names and faces. Welcome. It's good to have you back. Yeah, I love those smiles. Okay, so we best get going, eh? That is me. Now you see my face. Okay, I'll be teaching you English until you go back to school, whenever that may be. Right, this is what we're going to do today. We are going to write a short, simple story. Okay, and I'm going to provide you with the frame. We're going to develop some story ideas. We're going to use our writing process. You know how I always go on about that. Include our introduction. Use adjectives and comparisons. Oh, your brother's really cute, Amanda. And we're going to include the middle of the story. Hello, Neil. And we're going to end the story with a conclusion. Okay, we're going to use appropriate grammar, spelling, and punctuation and spaces. So I hope you're ready to take notes when we start. Okay, so the writing process we have to go through before we start, because there are things we may forget to do. Okay, so your pre-writing is before you even start writing. You brainstorm your ideas and you organize your topic. You can also do your mind map. Okay, and remember I said, those of you that like to be creative, you can draw your shapes and circles and pictures and on your mind map or spider diagram and make it look really funky and really cool. All right. I have some tips for you. And this is before you start writing. Think about what you want to say. So when I introduce the topic to you, start already making little notes about what you want to say. Talk about your ideas. For example, if there's someone that can hear you on that side, share ideas. Maybe they can give you a cool idea. Use a list, or even you can go online to organize ideas. But a list is quite handy. And a man can't talk today. My map is quite cool. You laugh at me. Okay, so now we have, okay, stop talking about food. Come now. Okay, we have our drafting, where we create a rough copy of your writing. Remember I said your rough copy is where you just don't worry about punctuation, paragraphs, etc. That doesn't mean you mustn't worry about that later. It just means when you're putting your ideas on paper, focus on the idea. Okay, and then you write it all down, all the ideas you get, and then you read it aloud to yourself. And you'll see when you read it aloud that some areas might sound like they don't make sense. Then you know you must go fix that. Okay, or someone else can say, what if you add this, or what if you leave out that? Okay, so that really helps a little bit. Okay, so if anybody's just joined us, welcome. It's awesome to have you. Right, now revising. I'm going through this quite quickly because I know we've done it together before. But if you feel like I'm going too fast, just say so. Just type it in the text box. Okay, revising. This is where we improve our writing. So now we're going to try out different beginnings and different endings. Maybe we can add some quotes. Maybe we can add a dialogue of someone saying something. Maybe we can include descriptive words. Do you remember what a descriptive word's real name is? Who remembers? Okay, I'll try and go slowly, Tando. But I have created a worksheet, so this will all be there for you. Yes, very good. I see some nice responses there. Well done. Descriptive words are adjectives. No story is enjoyable if it doesn't have adjectives. I'm sorry. But if you don't have adjectives, I'm not going to read that book because it's going to be boring. Okay. And we want it interesting. Right. So we're going to add some detail to develop important parts. And I actually wrote a story for you today that you're going to go along with me so you can see how to do it. Okay. Now, looking at the setting before I go any further, what do you think I'm going to write about in my story? Just by looking at my background, at my theme. Any ideas? Maybe some of you were here yesterday and the day before. Okay, someone said jungle. Okay, if Miss Cooney had to pick an animal in the jungle to write about, well, who would she pick, do you think? Who do you think I would pick? Okay, someone said a lion. Okay, who else? A monkey, a leopard, an owl. All right. Well, this is going to be fun because I'm not going to tell you yet. So you're going to have to wait and see. All right. Okie dokie. I'm moving on. All right. So now on this side, we have your editing. Okay. Well, this is where you check your own work. Okay. So you make sure this is where you do the sentence correcting, the spelling correcting, all those nitty-gritty little things. Are they in the right paragraphs? Do you have capital letters in the right place? Punctuation. For example, if your story has a question, you need to put a question mark in it. If your story has an exclamation like boom or no, you're going to have an exclamation mark. Okay, so it's quite important. All right, reread to see if each sentence makes sense. And then you can ask somebody else to look at your work because we always miss something that we've done ourselves. It's pretty normal. So it's always nice to have someone else's input, as long as it's friendly criticism and they're trying to help you and you don't get offended. Okay. Now comes the final part, your final copy, your neat draft. I call it publishing because if it's really, really good, you can send it to me. See? Right. So you create a clean final copy. You can type it, you can write it. It doesn't really matter, whatever suits you best. And you can think of an interesting title. And then you can share your writing. Now, let's see where we go from here. I wonder what's going to come up now. Okay, before writing, what are we going to do? We're going to write a story about birds. And we're going to read an example first. And you're going to take notes. Just saying. And think of ideas as we go along. Okay. I see some brains already turning there. That's awesome. This is going to be so much fun. Exciting. Your title, 3 words is fine, as long as it's not too long. You don't want a long title. Okay. So, this is very good. Well done. Brainstorming time. I see quite a few of you guessed that already. So before writing our own story, before brainstorming our own story, I would like to read a story to you as an example. Okay, so this is my story. So all I need you to do is follow along, and I'm going to point some things out to you. Okay. So we have John loves pigeons. My page keeps disappearing. I keep clicking the wrong button. Sorry about that, guys. This little box won't move. All right. John loves pigeons. Where's John? John loves birds. So if you look at the heading, let's quickly go to the heading. John loves pigeons. What do you think it's going to be about? Who? What? Is that an interesting title? Would you want to read the story? Yes, definitely birds in it. Absolutely. It's got birds in it, but who else is in this story? Yes, it's John. John loves pigeons. Now I'm going to read. Okay, now remember, you need to look at, afterwards, you're going to look at ideas so that you can do your own story. John loves birds. Every morning when he wakes up, he goes into the garden and listens to the birds. Pigeons are his favorite. Pigeons are gentle, plump birds with short necks and small, slender bills. Pigeons are much smarter than other birds. John's grandfather trains pigeons to send. There's something covering my writing here. To send messages. He takes the pigeons in a cage to different friends and leaves them there. The friends send a message to John's grandfather with the pigeons because pigeons always fly home. One day, John's grandfather got a message that said, "Come quickly, I have had a fall and I need to go to the doctor." His grandfather started the car and rushed to pick up his friend. John stayed home and waited for the pigeons to bring more messages from other people. Sorry, my throat's just a little bit dry, probably from reading nonstop. So now, let's have a look. Remember the points that we listed in to make, yes, like a male bird, it does deliver mail, okay? So now what we have is, we have our introduction. Okay, your introduction has the 5 W's, all right? Who is it about? Where is it happening? What is happening? Okay. Why do you think those words in there are underlined? Why did Miss Cooney or Sheena, whatever you choose to call me, Miss Sheena Cooney, whatever, why did I underline those words? Okay, it's so at the end of, okay, I see what you're saying. We'll have to fix that. Very good. They are adjectives. Okay, so we use adjectives because it would be very boring if you say pigeons are birds with necks and a bill. That would be boring. Okay, so we want it to be interesting. So we go, pigeons are gentle, plump birds with short necks and small, slender bills. Now, guys, if you don't concentrate, we're going to stop the chat. Remember what I said yesterday? Okay. You're distracting others, trying to concentrate. All right. Now, why did I underline the last sentence? Pigeons are much smarter than other birds. What am I doing there? So pigeons are much smarter than other birds. We're comparing. We're using comparisons. Very good. So in this story, he's going to show us how a pigeon is smarter than another bird because it carries messages. Okay, so you need to think of your bird story. What adjectives you want to use and comparisons you're going to use. Okay. Also, we have connecting words like and because. All right, so he takes the pigeons in a cage to different friends and leaves them there. All right, guys, I think we're going to stop the chat until I ask a question, okay? Right, he takes the pigeons in a cage to different friends and leaves them there. So he is telling us 2 things he is doing. He's taking it to a friend and he's leaving it there. All right. The second connecting word is because. So now we use because as a reason. So he sends friends a message because pigeons always fly home. They always come home. Okay, so there's your reasoning. Okay. Now you remember exactly, it is conjunctions. Well done. Neo. Now. Okay, focus. Right, I know you're excited to be here, but focus now. So we are going to write at least 2 to 3 paragraphs. Okay. Now, if you look at the story that I've condensed here, and I've made it a little bit smaller, I've pointed out all the things that you should have in your story. Your introduction, your adjectives, your comparisons, your connecting words, your paragraphs. Okay? So now we're going to brainstorm. Remember, someone mentioned that earlier, and they said we're going to brainstorm. This is my mind map that I'm going to create for the story I'm going to write as you guys follow along. I hope you like my story and I hope you like my planning. Okay, maybe it'll help you with ideas. Right. So to begin, I need a title. So I used leaves because birds and leaves, you know what I mean. Okay, so this is something you need to have in yours. You need to have a title. You need to have your who. And you need to have your what, your when, your where, and your why. Okay, so I'm sure some of you have already jotted that down. Okay, so this is your basic planning. This is where we get creative. All right, so you ready to see mine? Okay, this is my mind map. All right, so I have decided, okay, to do it about a macaw. Right. And a macaw is a parrot, and I gave him the name Mickey. So that's my title, Mickey the Macaw. All right. How did I manage to make my title sound interesting? I hope you're noticing how. Right, my who, it's about a parrot, a specific parrot, a macaw. His name is Mickey. There's going to be a mayor in the story. There's going to be a trainer in the story. There's going to be a messenger in my story. Oh, now my ideas are rolling. Oh, where's it going to take place? Village? I like that idea. Mansion? Yeah, mayor needs a mansion. Garden? Definitely. My parrot needs a garden. And I gave my little village a name, Mikawaki. Isn't that cool? Mikawaki. Say it really fast. Okay, so now we have what is in the story. We have, it says there, bought macaw, so bought a parrot. Train macaw, train the parrot. Not moving, so something's not moving. A branch is cut, oh my, okay. Ooh, this is getting interesting. I bet you want to read the story now. Okay, Mickey the Macaw, you're absolutely right. It is an alliteration. When is my story going to happen? Well, it's an animal tale. So I'm just going to say one day because it's a story and it's not true. Okay, so why are the things going to happen in the story that's going to happen? Well, because there's beautiful birds, something's failing to fly, majestically flying. I like that word majestically. It goes with my title. Free from fear. So that's the message I want. No, your story does not have to be exactly the same as mine. The planning's just an idea. Okay, I'm just trying to get your brains going and your creative juices flowing. I'd like to see who can come up with a way better story than this. Right. Remember, you can make it up. It's not real. Right. Now, there I have my mind map. Okay. So now I'm going to use my mind map as an idea for my story. So at the top, I have my title, Mickey's Macaw. But do you see that I changed it? That there's a mistake? What should the title actually be? Because this is what the example, why I'm telling, yes, exactly, Nia, Mickey the Macaw. And the reason why there's a mistake there is to show you how important it is to proofread and edit your work afterwards. Because we all make mistakes when we're getting excited to write. Okay. So who is in the story? One day, so I've got my when, a mayor who lived in the town of Mikawaki was given a beautiful baby parrot for his birthday. Okay, so now we know who, where, and when. All right. He named her Mickey. He knew parrots were as smart as children and could also learn to talk. So he decided to hire a bird trainer. Now, tell me if you recognize what I used in the first paragraph to make my story more descriptive and more interesting. What did I do? What did I do in the first paragraph to make it more interesting? Yes. Okay, Nia. Adjectives. What are my adjectives? So you know what they are called, but what are the actual words, the adjective words? Well done. Someone said, Lutando, well done. We're also comparing. Smart is my adjective. Beautiful. Very good. Where's my comparison? So we've got smart as an adjective, beautiful as an adjective. Very, very good. What is my comparison? Who can find that? Remember, a comparison is a little bit more than one word because we're comparing. Very good, guys. Well done. Parrots were as smart as children. Do you see the as? That's your comparison. Comparing parrots to children. All right. So now that's my first paragraph. It gives you an idea. Now, after reading the first paragraph, you should know whether you want to, which direction you want to go in the story. Okay. So then I leave a space open and I start my second paragraph. The mayor turned his whole garden into a paradise for parrots. There were trees, swings, vines, ropes, toys, anything you could imagine birds would love. Okay, so now I've given you a description of the place. But now something's going to happen. How do you know something's going to happen in the story? What word did I use in the third paragraph to let you know something's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's that word? Excellent, Lenovo. And I hope I got your names right. Buchle. I'm just reading them here. Naledi, Praise, Neo. Well done. You're all actually right. Yet. Because now it sounds lovely. There's a garden, there's toys, there's everything. Yet. The trainer could not get Mickey to fly. The mayor was very worried. Parrots were meant to fly. I read that a bit wrong, didn't I? Parrots were meant to be flying majestically high. Do you see the rhyming there? Did you see? Yeah. Okay, but Mickey would not move from her branch. So now, how do you think? I haven't showed you the end yet. How do you think it's going to end? What do you think is going to happen? Any ideas? I'll give you a second or so to type them up, okay? No, don't say no. Come on, you can do it. I'll give you a minute, okay? Think of how the story is going to end. I mean, why can't he fly? Why? He's a bird. How are we going to get him to fly? How will he surprisingly fly? What will surprise him enough to fly? No, Nia, I don't think that will work. So you think he can't fly because he's fat? Okay, they're going to train. Okay, so Lutando, you're getting close. You say he falls and then he has to learn to fly. The mayor, I don't think the mayor will even mow the lawn, never mind cut a branch. Okay, let's go and find out. So now we have our introduction, we have our connecting words. Do you guys find my connecting words in the story? Did you find my connecting words? What connecting words, what conjunctions did I use? Okay. What conjunctions did I use? But, very good. Okay, majestically is an adjective. Okay, so it won't join words. And, okay, good. Very good, okay. So, right, what else do I have? Now we have comparisons. You all found the comparison earlier on. And we have adjectives. And there's definitely 2 to 3 paragraphs. Would I have been able to make the story so interesting with only 2 paragraphs? No, you're right. I don't think so. Are you ready to find out what's going to happen? Shall I turn the page or shall I leave you in suspense? Okay. After a while, the mayor asked a nearby farmer if he could help. The very next morning, the mayor saw his beautiful macaw Mickey flying majestically in the sky high above the mansion's gardens. And then there's a space. The mayor was so pleased, he asked the farmer how he managed to make Mickey fly. With his hands folded in respect, the farmer said to the mayor, "It's very easy, sir. I simply cut the branch where she was sitting." You were close, absolutely. You were very close. Right, so now, what is the message do you think I'm trying to get across? What do you think? Oh, I don't want you to see it yet. What do you think the message is I'm trying to get across? Any ideas? We have abilities, never give up. Okay, don't be shy. Right, that's good thinking. I like it. Never let carrot. Look, parrots are going to sit on a branch. They're birds. Okay. But he was a baby when the mayor got him, remember? Put him on the floor. What if the cats get him? Cats love to chase birds. And a macaw is a very beautiful and expensive parrot. So the moral of the story is, you're right, some of you mentioned this, we all have abilities, but we need to free ourselves from where we are comfortable to discover what they are. So we need to have courage to do something we're not comfortable doing. And then we are free to do it all the time. Okay, so now it's your turn. All right. So you are going to write your story. You're going to plan your story, and you're going to write 2 or 3 paragraphs. Use connecting words or conjunctions to link sentences. Very good, Lenova. You should never give up when you try to do something. You can use PowerPoint, absolutely, if you know how and if you've got access, absolutely. Very creative. Okay, so you can try and use a new vocabulary. Remember what I said to you. Often we use words repeatedly, the same words, and that makes a story boring. What if I used throughout the story pretty, 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 instead of beautiful, majestically? That changes it. It's a similar meaning, but it's more descriptive. Okay, so try and find new words. Use comparisons. Compare your characters to something. Check your grammar, check your spelling, and check your punctuation. Okay, so now, once you've done your writing, then you need to go and proofread your work. Okay, make sure your sentences make sense, your spelling is good, you've got capitals in the right places. For example, if you're talking about a name or creating a name, stop talking about roadblocks now. Okay, then you will put capitals in there. All right, and then get someone to read your story and check it. Okay, I think we need to block the chat for a little bit. Now, publishing, we create a final clean copy. So we do our final draft, okay? And then you can type it, you can write it, you can think of an interesting title, just like I did, and you can share your writing with me. And I am going to show you how you can do that. Okay, so remember Flipgrid. All right. Now, in the beginning of the week, I set up this Flipgrid for you to retell the story of the King of the Birds. Now, listen very, very carefully. You can use the same Flipgrid to share your story with me because it is still about birds. Okay, so if you write a story, you can either email it to me or you can read it to me on Flipgrid. But you need to ask permission. You use the same flip code, King of the Birds, okay? You press the green button and the screen that comes up is your screen and your name. And then you can record your story. You can even show me your story. I know that that's been done before as well. Okay, and this is some sites about parrots. It's really, really cool. You won't believe how many beautiful colors there are. And there's such fun facts. I'm not even going to tell you the facts because I want you to go and look. Otherwise, it wouldn't be interesting if I told you everything. This is my email where you can send your story to me if it's written. You can take a photo and send it. You can type it. You can PowerPoint, share PowerPoint with me, whatever you want to do. And these are all the handles you can follow us on as well to share what you're doing, because we'd love to see. We need to know that we're making a difference, okay? And that you are enjoying this and how creative you are. I would love to see your stories. I'm so excited. Has anybody got ideas now that I finished my story? I hope your ideas are going. I hope your brains are going. I hope you're actually sitting there doing a mind map. All right, so this is where you can share your story. I'm looking so forward to it. Now, our next lesson, because I see you guys already coming up with ideas and I'm very, very excited. I do hope you'll share it with me because I really do want to see. Now, before you say goodbye, on Monday next week, we are going to go to, we're going to do some language. All right, we're going to do some language. The flip code is King of the Birds. You just type that name in, King of the Birds. Okay, for your flip code. And then I'm going to see you next week. Please come back. I look forward to seeing you guys. You really make my day. And I'm so excited about next week. Have a great weekend, guys. Tomorrow's a public holiday. You must rest. Bye-bye now.